lovely good morning to our viewers. Welcome to another exciting edition of the Camnet TV Breakfast Show of today being the 29th of August 2022. Anyway, few days for us to end this month. I hope you are having a very blessed morning. I am your host this morning, Miriam Kaimba, and of course I won't be alone. I'll be joined later on by my colleague in studio, Zipporah Mshara, and we're going to be giving you various issues of what we're going to be looking at this morning. But anyway, just to run through what we have lined up. So at 0730, we will be joined by a group of, innovative and very creative youths, and we are going to be talking about illegal dumping and littering. And then later on at 08 hours, we will be joined by Kanyemba Area Member of Parliament and Sigonge Area Member of Parliament, where we're going to be looking at various issues and how they're addressing them in their respective constituencies. But anyway, I hope you're having a very, very good and blessed morning. And if you want to be part of this breakfast show, please, there are lines on the screen. Please do call us in, send us your messages so that we get interacted. And anyway, just a reminder, we will be opening our phone lines at 0730 hours sharp, so that we can be able to, get interacting and see how best we can, run up our show this morning. But right about now, we go direct into our healthy corner. I must say that this program is up for sponsorship. Please, if you want to continue watching the doctors and just know those, just continue to get in those various healthy tips that they've continued to bring us, please do come forth and sponsor this beautiful program. But right about now, we'll go direct into the healthy corner and let's get to see what we have for the rest of the day.
Good morning, viewers. My name is Dr. Musole Chipoya. I'm an epidemiologist at the Zambia National Public Health Institute and a member of the Medical Women's Association of Zambia. Today we have a very important topic and something that is very timely. We'll be discussing polio. So as you may have heard, we have a polio outbreak in the neighboring country of Malawi. A case of a 3-year-old female child was diagnosed with wild-type poliovirus type 1. The case is a child who had no history of traveling outside their own country. And this is important to note because we know that this transmission occurred in the child's own country. So we know that the child did not leave Malawi and got infected in Malawi. The child was investigated in December, and the case was confirmed as a case of poliomyelitis in February of 2022. So what does this mean for the region? This means that within the region, the African region, and in particular the sub-African region, we actually do have transmission of this virus in our community. And that is why we have seen that we have had a lot of activities with polio vaccination in the past 2 months. So we had the first round of polio vaccination in March, on the 21st of March, and we just had the previous campaign, which was on the 26th of April, and it lasted for 4 days, which I hope that all mothers actually took their children who are under 5 years of age to get vaccinated. So now we get back to business of what exactly is polio. So polio is a highly infectious disease. Meaning it can be transmitted from one person to another at a very fast rate. One person who has polio has the potential to infect at least 200 other people in the community. And this is very important to note because not everybody that has poliomyelitis or who has been infected with this poliovirus is actually going to show signs and symptoms. So some people will have it, but they will not have any symptoms, but they'll be able to transmit that virus to other people. So there are 3 types of poliovirus, type 1, type 2, and type 3. These are called serotypes. So this is important to note because we'll find that when we take our children for vaccination, which is the only way to protect ourselves against the polio virus, we actually will be given different types of vaccines. So we have the BOPV, the bivalent oral polio vaccine, which is given orally to our children with 2 drops in the mouth. Then we also have the IPV, inactivated polio vaccine. So this is given as an injection. Why is it important that our children get all 4 doses of the BOPV and the single dose of the IPV? It is important because these protect against different types of polio viruses. So the oral one that is given is protecting us against the type 1 and type 3. And the inactivated one, which is the IPV, is protecting our children against the type 2 poliovirus. So that is why it is very important that all vaccines are given to all our children for us to say that they are fully protected against the polio virus. So now let's talk about how this virus is actually moved from one person to another. How is it that one can find themselves infected with the polio virus? So when you eat contaminated food, when you drink contaminated water, when you shake the hand of somebody who has the polio virus, maybe on their hands because after using the toilet, they did not use good hygiene practice of washing their hands with soap, then one will be able to get infected with that polio virus. So when that virus is actually in the food or in the water and we ingest it orally, meaning it goes into our mouth, it then starts to multiply, or what we would say in medicine as replicate. So it multiplies in the throat and it also multiplies in the intestines. So when that happens, then it is passed on into the fecal matter, which is the stool. And after that, you're able to continue with either transmitting to other people, causing more infections in the community. So that is what we have on what exactly polio virus is. That gives us what polio is, how it's transmitted, and how it can actually be prevented. So it is important for us to practice good hygiene. After using the toilet, wash your hands with soap to ensure that you are not a source of transmission for this virus to other people. We have children who are at high risk. These are children under 5 years of age who we need to protect. When we are preparing their food, when we are providing them with water, let's make sure that we practice this very good hygiene practice so that we prevent transmission onwards. Okay, so that has been our topic on what exactly is poliomyelitis and how we can prevent poliomyelitis. Again, my name is Dr. Musole Chipoya, epidemiologist at the Zambia National Public Health Institute. Please continue watching Camnet TV. We'll continue with this discussion tomorrow, where we'll be discussing the clinical presentation of poliomyelitis as well as the pathophysiology of how this transmission occurs. Thank you very much and have a good day.
Quite interesting there from the doctors. That was a repeat on polio. I hope you did learn 1 or 2 things there. Indeed, she did emphasize on the need to practice good hygiene. Anyway, like I said earlier on, that in studio I am not alone, but I am joined by my beautiful co-host, Zipporah Mshara. Good morning, Zipporah. How are you?
Good morning, Miriam, and good morning to our viewers out there.
How is the morning so far?
So So this is the weekend mood and all that, but we're going to get there as the day goes on.
Yeah, I know. You know, when you're from the weekend, and especially people do not like Mondays, you know. A lot of people hate Mondays. But anyway, we're up and running. We thank God for this beautiful gift of life that He has given us, and we sure hope to have a productive week. Right about now, we'll go direct into our money market and see how the kwacha is performing against other foreign currencies. So, Zipporah.
We have the United States dollar, which is selling at 15 kwacha, 99 ngwe, and selling at 16 kwacha, 13 ngwe. The great British pound, which is buying at 18 kwacha, 91 ngwe, selling at 19 kwacha, 28 ngwe. The euro, which is buying at 15 kwacha, 97 ngwe, selling at 16 kwacha, 29 ngwe, and the South African rand, which is buying at 0 kwacha, 94 ngwe, and selling at 0 kwacha 96 ngwe. And Miriam, as usual, our interest is on the US dollar to the kwacha, and we can safely say for 3 months now we have maintained. We're on the buying side on 15 and some ways, and on the selling side on 16 and some ways. So that's definitely something that is good. And Miriam, I don't know if you've gone to some chain stores. There's some chain stores that have actually reduced prices. Just yesterday I was buying popcorn. That big, not that which is popped already.
Yeah.
Previously it was 22 kwacha, but yesterday when I went, I found that 18 kwacha, and I was happy. I was like, okay, the kwacha is having a reflection.
Yeah, of commodities. Yeah, and you know, a lot of people were complaining about, you know, the prices of commodities going up and stuff like that. But anyway, if we continue seeing this, especially mili meal, a lot of people are complaining that mili meal is at, you know, 150 right now. Yeah. And we know we are promised by the current administration that when they come into power, mili meal will be reduced to maybe somewhere there, 90 kwacha, 100 kwacha, somewhere there. We hope to see a reduction as we go on. Yeah.
It's good that we've begun to see this reduction, and the only thing that we hope is that the kwacha will not start depreciating
again. Yeah, fluctuation with prices. But anyway, this is a very good thing. I remember some time back when you go to this chain store, we used to buy cooking or maybe at 259 somewhere there, but right up a 5 liter. But right about now, when you go into this supermarket, you find it at maybe 200 and 220. You know, there's this a good reduction that we will hope to see as we move forward. Yeah.
Yes, definitely. And what was in our stories yesterday, Miriam? Some of the stories making headlines.
So, some of the stories that were making headlines, we had, you know, people from the ruling party accusing the UPND administration of lack of job creation strategy. You know, a lot of people, you know, job issues. Let's talk about job issues. You know, this is unemployment issues in Zambia.
Something surprised me, Miriam. Okay, not that everyone, but some people, whereby you find that this person, maybe every time their parents tell them go to school, they're just going to do other illicit activities. They drop out, then they say, I only have maybe a Geto certificate, where's my job? You're not getting a job for me. I think I saw something. So, but anyway, you have to understand that creating jobs is in different levels. You can create formal jobs and, of course, jobs in the informal sector. But I feel like people just like saying, hey, government. But as an individual, what are you doing yourself?
Exactly.
Using your maybe talents or whatever you're good at.
But you know, a lot of people, Zipporah, would still argue that, you know, we have, you know, put this mentality in our culture where we say, for you to succeed as a person, you know, you need to go to school. It's a must. You won't succeed if you don't go to school. You won't be that good business person if you don't go to school. So you don't need to drop out. But a lot of people would still argue that, look at the richest people in the world. Let's talk about Bill Gates. You know, he dropped out of college. Exactly, but school is important, of course. We are not.
You can always use it as a base, then you venture into what you're going to do.
Exactly. So we had the opposition political parties accusing the government of lacking a blueprint for job creation in the country. Patriotic Front Media Director Antonio Mwanza has charged that there is no specific policy direction on how the UPND administration intends to create jobs in the country. Let's play that story and see what Mr. Antonio had to say.
For youth empowerment, to grade 12 certificate. Grade 12 certificate. Why no jobs? For myself, that's my complaint.
As of 2019, the labor force employment was at 2.9 million, while Zambia's population was estimated at about 18 million, meaning many people are in the informal sector or doing nothing at all. However, the ongoing census of population is expected to give a reflection of the current rate of unemployment in Zambia. And talking about unemployment, the recruitment of enumerators and supervisors under the census program reviewed high levels of unemployment, and Opposition Patriotic Front Media Director Antonio Mwanza has charged that 1 year in office, the UPND government has no strategy on job creation.
They don't have any economic plan of exactly how they're going to create jobs. If you want to create jobs, these are the things that you do. Number one, you reduce the cost of doing business. How do you do that? You reduce the price of commodities that are essential, such as fuel. When fuel goes up, the cost of doing business goes up. The cost of transport, of storage, of everything goes up. And this is the reason why many companies today are closing. Tuntemba in compounds are closing. So if the cost of doing business is high, then you can't have a private sector that is creating jobs. When the private sector is going down, it simply means that government cannot create those jobs. So there are no jobs that will be created under this government. In agriculture alone, we have about 70 to 80% of jobs. Agriculture has been killed. The price of fertilizers moved from 650 kwacha per bag to 1,000. The price of seed has moved from 300 kwacha to 470 kwacha. The price of chemicals, everything has gone up.
And Leadership Movement President Dr. Richard Silumbe believes focus must be directed at creating jobs in the production sector through massive recruitment under institutions like the Zambia National Service, besides the health and education sectors.
The budget in the New Dawn government doesn't even have a word about creation of an industry, creation of a manufacturing center, creation of a factory. All these ways that are important for us to be on the road to development, because the economy runs on the wheels of production. For as long as there is nothing talked about in the budgets, it's all about consumption as we have seen it, we are not going anywhere. It's high time we become productive. We make use of all institutions that can be used for production and encourage, provision of jobs to young people, millions of young people, so that they become productive. And with that, we are going to see the economy developing again.
However, the government has been making assurances to create the much-needed jobs for Zambians. One only hopes those aspirations will come to pass before 2026. Patrick Soko, Camnet News in Lusaka.
Quite interesting story there. People want jobs. Miriam.
A lot of different views we have continued seeing there, especially, that in as much as we are crying for jobs and what, let us give room and space to the current administration. It's only 1 year in power. Let's see what they will have to do in the next 4 years to come. But anyway, it's good that we continue having different opposition political parties who continue to offer critical checks and balances to the current administration, so that they do not go astray, and forget on their campaign promises. Indeed, they promised the people of Zambia jobs, empowerment funds and stuff like that, and this is what people want to see. But anyway, the youths have spoken, a lot of people have spoken, but anyway, as we move forward, we will continue seeing the change.
Yes,
positively, definitely.
By the end of 2026, I think let's give the current administration that chance to
exactly
finish.
And we can't also deny the fact that the Constituency Development Fund, this is a very good thing, very good move, where people have now been called to come forth, and take advantage and form cooperatives, and take advantage and you know, gain some funds there and help themselves. So it's a very, very good thing.
Definitely. And moving on, Miriam, just now we're about to be joined by some youths who go by the name of Industrious Youths. It's a non-government organization, and so these youths have volunteered to be collecting garbage in Kanyama constituency just for free. So they're urging other youths, saying youths in the country, despite being the largest in population, are only known for empower us. No, these people are maybe illicit activities, they're drinking beer and all that, but then they're saying as youths, we can also, as a youth myself, we can also contribute positively to the country, like through helping our communities without expecting anything in return. So just on Saturday, they were at Banda Masauko market in Kanyama, so doing some general cleaning around the market. So I think that's something that needs to be emulated. And we have them here. They're going to join us shortly. And so that's Mr. Michael Sekeleti, who is the General Secretary of Industrious Youth Association, and Mr. Ntakakuya, who is the Executive Director of the same organization. So do stay tuned in. You can call us or leave us messages on Facebook and just give us your view. But for now, let's play that story as they join us on set. Youth in many Zambian communities are known for illicit activities such as alcohol and substance abuse, as well as various criminal activities, citing limited employment and economic opportunities. These are youths from Lusaka's Kanyama constituency who have taken the task of keeping the community clean through collecting garbage. The youths who targeted Banda Masauko market Saturday morning for cleaning have urged their fellows not to be known for illicit activities or seeking empowerment, but also for productive activities. Speaking to Camnet News, Industrious Youth Executive Secretary General Michael Sekeleti says the number of ways in which youth can contribute positively are unlimited, urging them to rise to the challenge.
Yeah, calling upon the youths from all walks of life to join us in this particular campaign. Because if you look upon this campaign, it's a non-partisan campaign that everyone needs to participate in. You know, us being youths are the ones who use these particular markets, and these are our surroundings. Failure to keep upon these surroundings very clean will result in the outbreak of diseases such as cholera, and we don't want this to be the case in this particular area. And I'm calling upon my fellow youths countrywide to keep up. Let's get into the ground and clean upon our surrounding.
In a separate interview, Kanyama Ward 13 Councillor Leona Chelo, who also participated in the exercise, has challenged community members not only to rely on local authorities to keep their surroundings clean, stating that the onus is on every citizen.
We sensitized the marketeers 3 weeks ago that on this day we have to come together and clean the market. What we want is to clean. We don't want the outbreak of cholera. As you know that Kanyama, year back, it was known as a cholera area. But now, there's no cholera in Kanyama. We have managed to clean our surrounding. And I'm appealing to the residents of Kanyama to keep on sensitizing the children, the neighbors, to keep their surrounding clean.
Mr. Chelo notes that this is key to preventing health hazards, especially in densely populated areas. Zipporah Mshala, Camnet News, Lusaka. So welcome back, and I hope you enjoyed that story. So that was actually Industrious youths who were conducting some cleaning exercises at Banda Masauko market in Kanyama on Saturday, and we have them here on set with us. So we have Mr. Michael Sekeleti, who's the General Secretary, and we have Mr. Ntakakuya, who's the Executive Director of the organization. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you very much, madam.
Yes, good morning. How is your morning so far?
The morning is good.
We're glad to have you on set.
Yes, and to our viewers out there, you can always leave us a message on Facebook or call in via our phone lines and contribute and give your thoughts on the program. And so maybe just to begin, Mr. Ntakakuya, maybe some people are wondering, is there no one paying you to go and clean there, or are you just doing it as youths? Is it just an innovation that you've come up with as youths?
That one, it's a voluntary call, which we do in most cases. Actually, we have been doing that from 2019 until the last time you joined us on Saturday. So basically, our aim is just to keep Kanyama clean, and also to keep other youths also busy, and also to show them to say this is part of our responsibility, because as industrious youths, we believe in what we do is all about creating spaces for other youths and also keep Kanyama clean. Because one of the our vision is that we should keep Kanyama clean. At least by 2030, it should be not known as a quarrel place, but and it's one of the roles of the youths in the community, because we believe in teaching youths their rights and roles. And if you analyze very well, cleaning our environment is one of our roles as youths. That's why we do that. Sure.
We have seen that for quite some time, a lot of people would, especially in Kanyama, are so used to this illegal dumping of and littering around. What exactly motivated you people in the first place to go ahead, and locate Kanyama and say, okay, this is what we need to do?
Maybe to pick it up just from there. There are a lot of motivating factors outside there that makes us do such kind of work. So among them, we saw also the president launching the Keep Zambia Clean, the former president. We take it from there that saying, if the president can go out there and clean, what about us? We know how busy the president is, how occupied he is, and it takes some time among us his busy schedule to go and clean. We said, even us, the Youth Council, can organize ourselves and clean. Go out there and clean. It's not only at that particular market that have done that particular event. We have done it in several other markets also. That once we're invited, we inquire on how we can help one or two things. We go there as youths, organize ourselves and go there, because we believe the health environment is an environment that will be productive. Yes.
I know it can be quite hard, when you come up with this campaign of ensuring that we keep our environment clean. It can be hard to some people. How have you managed to do sensitization program, and which areas have you targeted so far? Is it only Kanyama that you are targeting, and how has been the response? I know you are calling people, to come on board and ensure that they keep their environment clean, but how is the response so far?
The response is not very much overwhelming. Where it's a voluntary action, you should know that there are a lot of people, there's some resistance, because people don't like free things. They don't like offering their services for free.
As youths, they want to be empowered, not to empower.
But you're faced with your resistance, but some that have come on board, some have not. And one of the criteria that we are using in order for us to win a lot of these particular youths, we pump in sometimes our only money. You're going to find that sometimes after that you need to have some refreshments with them. You will contribute one or two things there, and then we go out. Sure. And that has been one of the challenges that I've been facing. But despite all the challenges, we have managed to pull through. Yes, you can see when they came, we are not just the two of us. There are other youths that came on board. You see. And the management of markets have allowed us, and in that particular sense, we're going to find a lot of them have said, if you can do like this, we will join you next time. If you can do like this, we'll join you next time. And some of them have been coming on board. But the major resistance has been offering a service where you're not getting something at the end of the day. But us, we don't think like you're not getting something at the end of the day. Because if the environment is clean, we will reduce the risk of what this is also. Which will make us not to spend money on hospital bills, but to spend that particular money that we're supposed to spend on hospital bills on ourselves and become productive at the end of the day.
Now, despite your actions of cleaning, you know that people dump waste indiscriminately. Has this not discouraged you? For example, you clean a place, the next day you find it as if a miracle happened. Everything that you moved is back there. Is this not discouraging you?
No. Let me say first agree to say it is discouraging to say that people we are failing to control ourselves in terms of how we are going to dispose our waste. It is for us as youths, what we have taken upon, the moment we see dirty, the moment we see that garbage, two things comes in mind: money and job employment, and also keeping the environment clean. This dirty that you see every time there doesn't come on its own. It's us people put it there. And in most cases, you find that those which are there, they are the things that are left after maybe eating or after selling our goods and services. But now, let's say this. If we ourselves cannot clean where we are working from, who do we want to clean for us? So a big question for us is to say, if that garbage is thrown every day, the government should take it to say, I think there are people who are willing to work in this area and keep it safe. Because as those people throw that garbage, they are also creating employment for others. Not forgetting they are also creating diseases in other ways. So, as much as they are creating diseases, let also create employment before those diseases kicks out people. It's a two-way thing. We shouldn't see just dirty to be dirty. That is money. We shouldn't see garbage to be garbage. That is a source of employment to others. Let us utilize that. As Kanyama, basically, we pick on garbage collecting because that's what it's known for. That's why it's identical. We said, are we going to live forever like that? No. We are going to use that as an opportunity, as an identical which we have identified. So, okay, since we have got this, we are going to use this in Kanyama and just keep our youth busy. We won't let them be in this situation where it's dirty and also be seated at home doing nothing about it. Let them use what they have to get what they don't have. What do they have? It's dirty. What don't they have? It's money. Through that dirty, you can create money. That's a vision that we have. I think that's what
Let's talk about how we can, enforce this law. We know that there are laws that have been put in place to prohibit indiscriminate waste disposal, but people are not sensitive to this. Let's talk about how we can enforce, how it has been a challenge in enforcing this law, and moving forward, how we think we can really, as council and other stakeholders come on board and really enforce this law and ensure that people do not continue, to dump these things.
I think to pick it up from there is, it has been a challenge. The challenge that I've been facing in our society right now is poor implementation of the law. The council has got various laws that prohibit people that dump waste anyhow. But the problem that I've been having is implementation. So, and implementation comes again with the mindset change. There must be sensitization. Again, I think we have not done much, us in the society, also including the council, to sensitize people about managing the waste very well. This must be a major thing. Sensitization is a major thing that should happen, but this has not happened. So I think going forward, the best thing that we can do, one, we need to sensitize the community about the dangers of indisposable disposing waste in an environment or in an area that is not okay. One of them. Again, from there, there is need for us to come up with a lot of recycling companies where you can recycle that particular waste. That particular waste is not rubbish. No, it's money there. I think the council should come up with various ways in which you can recycle that particular